Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we take that whole stack of expert analysis and insider notes you send us, and we boil it all down to what really matters.
We cut through the noise to get to the signal.
Exactly. We want to help you understand the why behind the biggest NFL headlines. And today, we've got a fascinating study in contrasts.
We really do. On one side, we're looking at a major organizational teardown, a culture autopsy on the Miami Dolphins.
And on the other, we're zooming way in. We're talking hyper-specific strategy for a huge wildcard game, Packers versus the Bears.
And that's our mission here. We're using sources that cover the fallout from the Dolphins firing their coach and then their immediate pivot to hiring a new GM, John Eric Sullivan.
Who comes from Green Bay, which is basically the gold standard for stability in the league.
Right, so we need to dissect what that Green Bay DNA even means when you drop it into the chaos in Miami. And then we shift right back to that same stable Green Bay organization as they get ready for Chicago.
So our goal for you is pretty simple. You're going to understand not just who was hired in Miami, but why the foundation he's coming from makes his new job so incredibly difficult.
And you'll know the exact defensive puzzle the Bears have to solve if they want any shot this weekend. It's really the two speeds of building a winner in the NFL.
The long, painful reset versus the short-term, high-stakes execution.
You got it.
Okay, let's start with that Miami shockwave. The sources all confirm it. Mike McDaniel is out, and they brought in a GM from, like we said, the most stable place in football.
John Eric Sullivan. He was the VP of player personnel for the Packers since 2022, but the key is he's been inside that Green Bay machine since 2003.
And the hiring process itself says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. The hiring group, which had Troy Aikman in it, was unanimous. They called the interview exceptional. So Miami wasn't just looking for a guy with experience.
They were looking for a whole new philosophy. They wanted that Green Bay DNA.
Exactly. Let's unpack what that DNA actually is, because Sullivan's been there for 2 decades watching it work.
He's seen it all.
I mean, think about the continuity. He saw Mike McCarthy win a Super Bowl. He was there for the whole Matt LaFleur hire and all his success. But the big one, the most critical piece, is he lived through the drafting and development of both Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love.
So it's not just that you know what success looks like. You know how it's built from the ground up.
Right. The analysis points to this idea that Sullivan has this context that very few GMs have. He knows what a good coaching interview sounds and feels like. He's seen 2, Hall of Fame level QB transitions firsthand.
But here's the catch, and it's a huge one.
It is. The Green Bay model, that seamless, decade-long handoff from Favre to Rodgers to Love, that was all built on an existing rock-solid foundation.
A foundation of stability, patience, a clear identity.
And that foundation is it's not going to be there when he walks into the building in Miami. Not even close.
Right, because the consensus from the sources is that the Dolphins finally realized they needed a complete, painful teardown.
They'd hit purgatory.
Yeah, explain that for us. We always hear that the gray is the absolute worst place to be in the NFL.
The gray is when you're just good enough to win 7, maybe 8 games. You're never bad enough to get a top 5 pick, but you're never, ever good enough to actually compete for a title.
You're stuck.
You're stuck. And you're paying big veteran contracts, but you don't have the young talent or the vision to get to that next level. Miami just decided they couldn't live there anymore. They needed to blow it up.
Which brings us to Sullivan's to-do list, and it is daunting.
It's more than daunting. It's a minefield. First, the roster rebuild. Okay, fine. They need help in the secondary. They need more pass rushers.
But the real crisis is the quarterback situation.
That's the part that makes this a full teardown. They know they need a new quarterback, but the money is it's a mess.
Let's put the number on it for everyone listening. They have to figure out how to escape the $99 million they owe Tua Tagovailoa.
And it's not just about writing a check, it's the salary cap. That number is a massive constraint.
It's an anchor.
It's more than an anchor. It's an organizational millstone. If you move on from a player owed that kind of money, you're crippling your ability to sign anyone for the next 2 or 3 seasons. That $99 million makes the teardown exponentially harder.
And that's not all. They've also got to deal with Tyreek Hill's contract. Another huge cap decision.
Absolutely. And then you throw in the fact that he has no head coach right now. Yeah. So Sullivan's first most important job is to establish a new identity, a new philosophy, and he has to get that coaching hire right.
Unanimously right, just like his own.
Exactly. And the cultural contrast here is just immense. Green Bay is all about the line of scrimmage, patience, stability. You just don't hear a lot of bad news coming out of that building.
Right, there's a discipline there.
Decades of it. And this Miami job, it requires a total culture overhaul. The sources point out how hard that is to do in a place where, and I'm quoting here, the sunshine and the parties are good.
It's a lot harder to preach that iron-fisted discipline when South Beach is right around the corner.
It's a totally different kind of organizational gravity. He's not just drafting players, he's building a core philosophy from scratch with a $99 million clock ticking.
Okay, so that sets the stage for a massive change in Miami. Let's leave that painful teardown for a minute and shift to the here and now in Green Bay. The organization Sullivan just left.
Right, they're not thinking about culture, they're thinking about one thing: surviving this weekend against the Bears.
And for Jordan Love, the strategy seems pretty clear, even with the news that Dantavian Wicks is officially out.
Yeah, the mandate for Love comes straight from the film of their first game against Chicago. His receivers, they just dominated the Bears' secondary for 3 quarters.
They did whatever they wanted.
Anything and everything. Even with good players on the other side, the Packers found major mismatches, so the game plan has to be about replicating that.
So attack leverage, exploit coverages.
And the 3 keys for Love are simple but vital. Protect the football, win those one-on-one matchups, and this is crucial: score touchdowns in the red zone. You can't settle for field goals against this Bears team late in the game.
Which brings us to the other side of the ball. The massive headache facing Chicago's defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen.
This is where the source material gets really good. The problem for Chicago is pressure. Or really, their lack of it.
They just can't get to the quarterback with their front four.
Consistently, no. And they desperately need to get Love into 3rd and long because Green Bay leads the entire league in 3rd down yardage. If you let them get to 3rd and short, it's almost a guaranteed conversion.
And Allen has already thrown 2 completely different game plans at Love this season, and, well, neither of them worked.
It's a coordinator's nightmare. Let's look at the history. Game 1. Allen gets aggressive, he blitzes like crazy, plays man coverage behind it.
But Love just picked it apart.
Absolutely shredded it. When they blitzed him, he was 8 for 11 for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was hunting the blitz.
Okay, so game 2.
Game 2, Allen completely flips the script, plays way more zone, hardly blitzes at all. Love shredded that too, just in a different way. The pass rush didn't get home, so he had all day to just stand back there and find the soft spots.
So what's the answer? This is where it gets counterintuitive. The sources are suggesting a kind of deception.
Right. Since Love is so aggressive against the blitz, the defense should try to simulate pressure, but then drop guys into coverage.
So you're trying to fool him.
The simulation is everything. Pre-snap, you show a 5 or 6 man rush, you walk the linebackers up, you want Love to think the house is coming.
But at the snap.
At the snap, you drop a defensive end or a linebacker into a passing lane. You turn that blitz look into an 8-man coverage. You're trying to bait him into a mistake.
Because turnovers are the only way their defense reliably wins games.
That's the formula. They're plus 22 in turnover differential. They are 10-1 when they win the turnover battle. They have to trick Jordan Love into 1 or 2 of those costly mistakes.
Okay, flipping to the Bears offense. It all seems to come down to Caleb Williams playing his most consistent game of the year.
It really does, and he needs a specific mindset for this game because Green Bay plays a ton of zone.
And against zone.
The analysis is somebody is always open, Williams just has to find them. He needs to play what they call an efficient brand of football, be completion-centric.
In other words, take the easy stuff. Stop forcing it.
Correct. Take the checkdowns, the underneath stuff the defense gives you. Don't constantly hunt for the 50-yard bomb. The inconsistency has to disappear.
What might help him, though, is the Packers' pass rush situation.
Yeah, that's a good point from the sources. With Green Bay missing a key pass rusher, Williams might just have that extra half second to hold the ball, to scramble a little, let his guys get open. He didn't have that luxury last week.
So when you add it all up, the predictions are split. But for the Bears to win, it seems like everyone agrees it comes down to one thing.
Establishing the run game.
Mungai and Swift have to have big days.
Absolutely. The Bears cannot let this become a drop-back passing game where it's all on Caleb Williams' shoulders. They have to control the clock, control the line of scrimmage, which, when you think about it, is the exact philosophy John Eric Sullivan just left behind in Green Bay.
It all comes full circle. Okay, let's bring this home. We started with this massive organizational reset in Miami, a new GM with that Green Bay DNA. Then we zoomed into the tactical details of the Packers-Bears game.
And the details are just so striking. You have the incredible difficulty Sullivan is walking into a culture overhaul, a $99 million problem at quarterback all in a very distracting city.
And then in Chicago, the entire game plan hinges on this deceptive pressure package, trying to trick Jordan Love after failing with both blitzing and zone.
It really shows you the two sides of the NFL coin. It's either decades-long, painful reconstruction, or it's immediate, razor-thin tactical survival.
And success really seems to hinge on one of two things.
Either you have that established, consistent foundation, the kind Sullivan helped build, or you have the guts, no matter how expensive it is, to admit failure and start the full teardown.
Because if you don't choose...
You're stuck in that purgatory. You're stuck in the gray.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. If John Eric Sullivan's entire career in Green Bay was built on incredible stability, that QB continuity, that clear identity, how much longer should an organization tolerate the gray before the cultural damage just outweighs any potential upside, forcing that radical, expensive teardown?
That tension between holding on and blowing it up, that is the central conflict of running a team in the NFL today.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.